Welcome to another episode of the Win in STEM podcast. This is your host, Shade. Thank you for tuning in. For our first time listeners, Win in STEM is a platform to highlight successful people of color STEMists to show others how to get a seat at the table and win in science, technology, engineering, and math. In our current series, we've been highlighting just different STEM organizations and businesses that generally care for the success of people of color, both in their professional and academic journeys. My guest today is doing amazing things in the field of public health, and I'm really excited to learn more about what she's doing and how my public health listeners can tap in. So I would love to welcome Olivia Umoran, founder and CEO of LIV Consulting and Career Services.
Thank you so much for having me on the podcast today. I really love the work that Win STEM is doing, and I hope that everyone is taking advantage of the pathway that this organization is creating for others. So thank you for having me on.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So, before we get started, one of the things we do on the podcast is to allow our guests to introduce themselves. So, this is basically unapologetically telling our listeners who you are, what you do, share any type of accomplishments. Yeah, just anything that you'd like to share with us. So, this is your time to shine. The floor is yours.
My name is Olivia Umoran, and I'm the founder and CEO of LIV Consulting and Career Services. And this is a business that I founded in 2021. And we serve students to executive level professionals in navigating their careers in the public health and health policy space. And we do that by providing resume editing, job interview preparation, job search support, and career coaching that can walk you through different ways to handle salary negotiation, workplace conflict, and even how to be Black or how to survive as a Black person in corporate America. So that is definitely something that started as a passion and turned into a business after some observations. And in addition to this, I also work full-time as a director of public policy for a nonprofit in DC focusing on the aging population in America. So thank you again for having me on today, and I'm looking forward to the conversation.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. So you gave a little bit info on your business, LIV Consulting and Career Services. So I want to deep dive into it. Why did you start it? What maybe in your career or academics you found that there was like a pain point and you thought to yourself that you could be the best person to solve it? Or how did this all start?
Yeah, so for a while, and probably since I've graduated college, I've had lots of people come to me for resume editing, just generally, whether it's family or friends. And I've helped a good amount of folks with their resumes when they were getting ready to apply to jobs. But it wasn't until I was in my grad school program at GW when I was doing my MPH, and I had lots of my classmates that were maybe classmates that went directly into the master's program right after they graduated college. So lots of them didn't have that full-time work experience and were kind of struggling with navigating the job market. They knew how to navigate the academic space for the most part, but the job market was something that they didn't really understand in its entirety. So I was finding lots of jobs very easily because I knew where to look, and also because I took a lot of time to develop and form my network so that it would be easy for me to find a full-time job once I was done with my master's program. So at that point, I was getting on lots of calls with people that were asking me, hey, how do you find these jobs? How do I make sure that I'm able to get a job after graduation? And at a certain point, I was like, I feel like I should be getting paid for this. So I ended up starting LIV Consulting and Career Services. And it's been really awesome, challenging, but great. And we've been able to serve, I think, almost 200 people since we started in 2021. So it's really been something that I started to generally help anybody that is in the public health and health policy space, but um, historically speaking, it's the Black and Brown folks that don't often have the same access to opportunities as
Mhm.
our white counterparts do. And I wanted to make sure that people had access and they knew where to go if they needed to find information, or even if they needed to find a mentor to help them figure out how to move up in their current organization, or how to deal with a boss that is trying to block them from their blessings, or how to deal with a toxic workplace. So all of those things are components that we offer within our coaching. And lots of our clients have developed really great relationships with myself and our consultants. And even after they're finished with services, they still keep in contact. They've developed, that friendship, and maybe even a mentorship type of relationship. So that is our goal, is to make sure that not only are you understanding how to navigate this particular industry, but you also are going to come out having people that are going to support you and having people in your tribe.
Yeah, I love that. Because I feel like sometimes there are so many resources out there, but like as people
Mm-hmm.
of color, we just don't know how to tap into it, or maybe we're just not aware. And
Mm-hmm.
schools are not sometimes the best of showcasing or spreading out that information, and sometimes we're just at a disadvantage. So I really appreciate you using this opportunity to share the knowledge and wealth that you've received and giving it back to the people.
Yeah, and it's been really rewarding work. So I'm happy that I made the decision to do this.
Mhm. So two things I really like about your business is, one, I see you have like an all female staff.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Love that. And then two is that you support people all the way from high school to executive. So you really
Mm-hmm.
make the effort to provide resources for people who are at different levels of their journey.
Mm-hmm.
So what other, programs, initiatives, services you offer to help people of color pursue a career or education in public health? I know you mentioned resumes and
Mm-hmm.
resources for jobs. Can you elaborate on a little bit of those services you provide?
Sure. So I will say that yes, we have an all female staff, and it is probably mostly due to the fact that public health is very female dominated.
Mhm.
And something that I've noticed too in the career space is that we don't usually get men that reach out to us. And there could be lots of different reasons because of that, or, due to that. But I've been trying to get some more male representation, and it's been difficult. So I don't know. If you're in public health and you're a man and you're listening to this, you
Reach
know,
out.
reach out, because we're looking for folks, and we want to make sure that we are a diverse team.
Mhm.
And I mean diverse in all aspects of that word. And I want to make sure that if there's anybody that's coming to us, that we have somebody on the team that could possibly have a shared experience with them. So as a woman, I would never know what it means to be as a man, in the corporate space or in public health. So, we definitely want to make sure that we're providing folks with people who have different experiences, and give them the opportunity to be matched with somebody that kind of aligns more closely with their own experience. But to answer your question, I talked about our different services that we offer, but I will talk more about our approach to it. So, our resume services is something that is really a holistic and comprehensive approach. So, we don't just take people's resumes and we edit them and we send it back, but we take a full hour to talk to people and talk to them about what they've done in their previous roles and their current role, what their responsibilities are. And we ask specific questions, and those questions vary by person. There is not one resume consultation session that I've had or that any of our consultants have had that are the same. Each person is different. And sometimes those sessions can even be like a therapy session, because when you're talking to someone, especially if you've been on the job hunt for 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, there's going to be some things that come out in that call that are going to bring up some emotions, because it's difficult to be on the job hunt for that long, especially if you've taken the time to get a degree, you've taken the time to put your resume together, you've taken the time to do basically everything that you're supposed to do, and you're still on the job hunt. So it's also a time for somebody to be able to share with somebody that understands and to get that type of emotional support also during the calls. I can't count how many times I've been on a call with somebody and they've been crying. And it's been, a time where that's my responsibility to reassure the individual that, hey, this is not the end. This is something that is not going to remain the same. As I like to say sometimes, not all condition is not permanent. So it's,
Mhm.
the time where we really try to instill confidence, even for those that are Christians, that believe in God. We carry that into our conversations as well and say, hey, these are things that you can pray about. And we get to that comfort level by taking time to understand who our clients are. It's not everybody will just start the conversation and be like, hey, did you pray today? Because I don't know what your religion is. I don't know what you believe in, but after you get to know somebody, you get to understand what their beliefs are and, where they carry their faith. So when we understand that, then you can connect with somebody on a different level. And that's honestly the approach that we take in all of our services. So the career coaching is an intensive service. We have different tiers. We have a standard one, we have a premium one. And the premium one is at minimum 3 months. Individuals get 2 1-hour sessions per month. And we let the clients pick what their sessions are going to be. We have some foundational ones like, getting to know the client, having a resume building session, but the other ones are totally up to the client. So I mentioned before, salary negotiation. Lots of us have left money on the table
Mhm.
that we need to stop leaving on the table.
Yeah.
And it's difficult because going back to, if you are somebody that has been on the job hunt for 6 months to 1 year, it's like you're just happy that you got an offer. You don't have time to be going through all this back and forth salary negotiation. And it can also be very daunting because you might think in your head, like, if I negotiate this, does that mean they're going to take the offer back?
Mhm.
And at that point, it seems like you're gambling. But I promise you, you're not gambling. There's money on the table, and it's all about business. These companies, they act like, or they are acting like a business because they are. And when they give you an offer, it's not necessarily a personal thing, it's a business decision. So when you are also in that position of getting an offer, you also have to act like a business. What are the business needs? What are the business bills? What are the business goals? And does this amount of money that you're being offered, will it be able to help you to pay those business bills, reach those business goals? And once you start thinking like that, it'll be a little easier to make sure that you're getting what you deserve when you are in that offer stage. So to end here with our services, again, it's a holistic approach. No service is the same for each person, and no relationship is the same for each person. But basically, we have people come in and we take as much time as needed to get to know them at their core. And this is something that involves us talking about what your strengths are. And when I say strengths, I don't mean I'm a good team player. I have good verbal communication. And I'm just going to put this in there. If you have that on your resume, go ahead and do me a favor and take that off. Because it's something that everybody has. And it's almost more so it's something that's expected for you to have as a working individual.
Mhm.
But these sessions are something that we're going to be, asking you these difficult questions, and it requires you to know who you are as an individual. So for me, if somebody asks me what my skills are connecting with people. My skills are, public speaking. My skills are very much people centered. Ask me to do mathematics and you will see me failing every single thing that's there because that's not my skill. And I knew that early. And after I took my biostat class in my master's course, I said, this is the last time I'm going to be seeing numbers in work. So thank you so much. But let me go to where I know what I'm doing. So, like I said, we like to know the person from top to bottom, and we make sure to take our time and put a lot of effort into that. And I think that's what makes us different from some other companies that are maybe doing similar work.
Yeah, because I don't really see that aspect often. It's usually like a transactional. I
Hmm.
pay you. Here's my resume. You fix it. But I really love that personal aspect. Like you really are getting to know me, and throughout this process, you can, I guess, see things in the person that they might not even see in themselves, and
Hmm.
build confidence in them. And if it's either getting that new job or helping them to have that difficult conversation with their manager or someone at
Hmm.
work, I think that that personal touch is really, really important and it goes a long way.
Yeah, for sure.
So, with all the clients you've serviced so far, what are some like common challenges that you've seen that people are facing within public health and health policy?
Sure. So there's a lot of different answers I can have for that one, but I would say a major challenge has been confidence, to understanding the jobs that are available in the public health space, um, and also understanding the market. Those are the three challenges that I've seen. So I'll start with the confidence part, and this has a lot to do with the imposter syndrome. And I talk to lots of clients that I'll say, "Oh, this job looks perfect for you," and they'll look at the job description and it says, "Well, they're asking for 5 years of experience and I only have 3, so I can't apply." So I said, "Who said?"
Mm-hmm.
Who said you can't apply to that? I said, let the companies tell you that they don't want you before you cancel yourself out.
Let them tell you no before you tell yourself no.
Exactly. Always give yourself that and give yourself the benefit of the doubt, because there are thousands, if not millions of people that they see a job description that says 20 years of experience and they're applying with 5. So have that type of confidence. That, and now I wouldn't recommend that because, that's a little extreme. But if you see something and you look at the job description and you know you can do the job, do not count yourself out just because you don't have the years of experience. Or even, for example, if they say master's preferred or even master's required and you have a bachelor's, but let's say you have great experience, apply anyways. Apply anything you see that you're interested in, apply anyways. And that place will tell you if they want you or they will tell you if they don't want you. So that's something that I've had to continuously drive home, with lots of our clients, and even the salary wise, in terms of what salary they should be looking at. We have lots of people also that come in and they're maybe transitioning. So people that started in a different field, they have that 10 years of experience and then they transition to public health. And now because they've transitioned, they're looking at entry level roles. And I'll say, hey, unless it's something that is completely irrelevant to public health, um, you don't need to start at an entry level role. You start where you're supposed to start with your years of experience. And that then goes into transferable skills, which I could take a whole day to talk about. But these are the things too that we would help people to figure out. Like, let's say if you worked as, I don't know, an office assistant in a hospital, some people would say, well, that's administrative work. But we would talk to you and say, okay, but did you have some interactions with the doctors and the physicians? Yes, that's usually what is a part of the job. So, what did you have to do with them? What are the things that you observed behind the scenes that you had to, make sure that it was in place? So, digging through that experience and then finding things that apply to the public health field is something that we would do. For example, during a resume building, is to dig out that experience, that skills that can be transferred into public health. So it's been lots of time that we spent supporting people in building their confidence, reassuring them, letting them know that they do deserve to be here, letting them know that, hey, we know it's been difficult, but do not give up because it's just, it's been a difficult path. and just letting them know, hey, you are experienced. We've had people come in, they have 10 years of experience. They're like, I don't know if I really know how to do this, or I don't know if I have the years of experience necessary that's deserving of X salary. And we spend time pointing out for them their different skills that they have that absolutely makes them worthy of whatever salary that they're going for. So that has been a major challenge among individuals. And the second one that I mentioned was knowing what jobs are available. So public health, I think for people that go in and are new to the space, they're probably often told that the options that they have is either to work at a public health department or the CDC. And if those are your only options, then yes, you are absolutely going to struggle to find a job. Or, excuse me, if those are the only job opportunities that you're looking at in those two areas, then yes, you're going to struggle finding a job. And you're going to struggle finding a job that will help you to be financially stable or financially comfortable. And a big thing that we make sure our clients are understanding is that public health is, you can apply it to everything. You can have a public health degree and work for a car, like, and work for Toyota. And I don't mean working in the sales room selling cars, but I mean, if Toyota has a wellness program that they have for their employees, or if they are trying to, I don't know, tap into the health space, that is something that would be appropriate for somebody with a master's degree. JP Morgan has a health arm, and they constantly have different job opportunities that they're posting for individuals in public health or the health space in general. Netflix has health roles. TikTok has health roles. Yep. Listen, I see all of these things like all day, every day. And I'm like, I wish more people would know all of the endless opportunities that they have with a public health degree. But the issue with this is that this is not taught in schools, especially when you're looking at some of these listservs that the universities will send out. You will likely only see very public health specific jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And the major thing to note with it is those jobs that I mentioned, let's say for the Toyota, the Netflix, the TikTok, those jobs might not say public health manager, but they might say social and corporate responsibility manager. And if you look at the job description, it'll show you everything that you learned in your public health classes. Or it could look like, I don't know, wellness analyst or something that may not have the word health in it. So it's very important to make sure that you are looking at the job description and also kind of reading in between the lines. If you look at a job description and you're like, yeah, absolutely, I can do that job, then definitely apply to it. So this is another space where we're trying to get people to open their minds a little bit more to see what other opportunities are available. You can work for major corporate organizations that are going to be paying you that 100,000, 150,000, 200K plus type of salary. And it's all about just knowing where to look. But the jobs are endless. And I hear people all the time in public health say there's no jobs, there's no money. And I am on the other side of the road. I'm like, there's many jobs and there's endless money. So if you're considering the public health space, come and join on this side. Try and block out anybody that's telling you otherwise. But
Enemies of progress.
yes, enemies of progress, they will really be trying to bring you down, or sometimes they don't even do it on purpose, but they think just because this is my experience, then it's going to be somebody else's experience. And you really have to learn how to cancel out those voices, because if you listen to it, you will miss out on your own blessings, on your own opportunities. And this is a space that is growing, especially with the COVID-19 pandemic. Like, there is so many different opportunities that are available. I mean, you even talk about the tech space. There's somebody with a public health degree can go and work in tech. You can work virtually like anywhere. It's just knowing how to apply your skills and your degree to that job. And then the last point that I mentioned was understanding the market. I wrote an article on LinkedIn the other day, and part of it was talking about gone are the days that a master's degree or a doctorate degree is enough to help you secure a job that is going to give you A, 100K plus or whatever your goal salary is, or B, enough to guarantee you a job, period. The degree itself, and I know that this, I'm speaking for on the public health perspective because it might be different for other industries, but for public health, just because you have an MPH or just because you have a PhD or DRPH does not automatically mean that you're going to get paid more money or that you are going to get a job just because you have that degree. There are different currencies now. Currency, one of them is a network, having network. Another one is being able to articulate your skills in a way that is going to apply to a company or a business and in a way that lets them know that you would be an asset to their team. Another currency is being able to understand how to market yourself. We are living in a very social media run type of age. So how are you utilizing that to put yourself out there so that other people can see who you are as a professional? This doesn't mean that you have to be on, whether it's Instagram, LinkedIn, or any other platform every single day. But every now and then you can make posts, you can comment on things, you can connect with people and have some discussions about anything that you're passionate about within the public health field so that more people can know, yeah, okay, this person is a public health professional. This person, they seem like they know a lot about this, might be somebody we could use on our team. So understanding the shift in the market, and I try to talk to as many people about this as possible because I can't count how many people have come to us and they'll say, hey, I'm considering pursuing a PhD or a DRPH. My first question is, well, why do you want to pursue that degree? And majority of people will say, well, because I think that will make me a better professional or a professional that somebody will give more money to or will help me to find better jobs in the public health field. And I will say, if you want to get a doctorate degree for the purposes of learning more about public health or whatever branch of public health you're focusing on, absolutely go and get that degree. But if you're only pursuing a doctorate degree for the purposes of getting a better job when you graduate or getting paid more money, you have to take some time and sit back and kind of regroup to then understand or access different opportunities or learn about different ways that you can achieve that without spending 7 more years in school, without potentially going into debt. Because I promise you, for me, I have my master's degree, and master's degree is where I'll be staying because I'm not moving. Like I'm not moving. And I will say with that, I'm at the salary point that I wanted to be at my age now of 29. I'm there. And I'm doing that with a master's degree. And it's not because I'm smarter than anybody else. It's not because I had access to, more opportunities than anybody else, but it's because I took time to understand what my options are. And I did that through connecting with other people, through talking to people and seeing, what are you doing? What are you doing over here? How did you get to where you are? And by doing that, it will help you to save some time, save some energy, and also save yourself from going through, an unnecessary degree that you didn't even really want to get in the first place. So those are really the main things that we see with our clients. And I'm really happy to say that after we have conversations, people are now seeing things in a different way and they're getting job opportunities that they didn't think that they would get before, or they're getting access to people that they didn't think that they would get access to, or talking to people they didn't think they would talk to. So these conversations are showing to be really helpful. And this is something that I really wanted to give to other people just because when I was in college, I didn't have that. So I wanted other people to have that and have a place they can go to talk about these things.
My background is engineering, but I had
Hmm.
no idea that public health opportunities were endless like that. I had
Hmm.
no idea. My younger brother is public health, so I'm definitely going to let him know that he
Yes,
needs
please.
to look at all these companies because the positions are most likely public health related, but they might not have public health in the title. So
Right.
definitely read and look at these job descriptions. If it's something that you can do, apply.
Hmm.
Don't scare away from it, telling yourself, I don't have X amount of experience or I don't fulfill 100%.
Yeah.
It's very rare that people have 100% of those job requirements. If you have at
Hmm.
least 70, I would even say 50, yo, shoot your shot.
Yep.
You never know.
Absolutely. And honestly, if you have 100% of the qualifications, you're probably overqualified for the
Mm,
job. Just saying. It's a chance that you might not be overqualified and you are qualified, like just there, but it's a high chance that you would probably be overqualified if you're hitting every single one of the points that they have in the job description.
yeah. Cool, cool. So your business recently turned 2 years old. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I would love to hear some, success stories or inspiring experiences that you witnessed through Live Careers.
Yeah, we have a lot. And I will say that just about all of them share or they have something in common, which is the individuals that trusted us to support them in their career journey. They left us with more confidence and just, I think, a better outlook on the job market. So I will say, for example, there was one person that they were trying to figure out their next step in their career. And they were talking about, especially those of us, we have friends around that are maybe hitting their career goals, they're hitting their salary goals. And if you're not hitting yours, it can be heavy on your spirit. And, conversations start to change a little bit. And you're like, well, can I still be in this conversation? And it's difficult when you're seeing that type of transition. You're happy for your friends, but at the same time, you're probably talking to yourself and you're like, well, how can I get there too? So this is something that happened with one of our clients as well. And we really wanted to reassure them that they were absolutely qualified to reach their salary goals. And we talked through them, or we talked with them about different job opportunities that they could pursue. We took a lot of time to understand their interests, their skills. And long story short, we were able to support them in finding a job that was within the salary range that they wanted.
Nice.
And that was something that was really great for the person, of course, but it wasn't just finding the job that was, within their salary range, but they were talking to us about the goals they had for their family, the goals that they had personally, and things like, I want to be able to vacation more in a more flexible way, or I want to make sure that I can buy a home and things like that. And this is a job that allowed that person to reach those goals. And this is a story that is similar across the board with our clients. We just had one recently that she started working with us, I think, in the late spring. And she sent us an email and she said that, she accepted a job offer. And it was the first time that she went into an interview with 100% confidence that she would get the
Wow.
job. So things like that, and seeing how people start when they come in, and how even their body language, their posture, where they're looking, seeing their confidence grow in the period that they work with us is something that just keeps me going. That's the thing that helps me to, just wake up the morning and do everything that I need to do, because it doesn't just mean, yeah, okay, this person, they got a job, they have a salary increase. but personally, now they are a better version of themselves
Mhm.
before they came to us. And that is my ultimate goal. And that is the ultimate goal of the business, to help people to become better versions of themselves after spending time with us. And we've seen a lot of people grow in that way. And I'm excited to see even more people grow as well.
I love that. So, with all the success that you are getting, what's next for Live Careers? Are there any upcoming projects or future plans that you're excited about?
Whew, this is a loaded question because
I don't want to spill any tea that shouldn't be spilled, you know?
no, no, no. It's a loaded question just because how my brain is. Like, if you can imagine a browser with like 50 tabs open, that is literally my brain, and also literally my browser. So, um, so there's lots of things. I mean, one thing we're really trying to do is to get some more events back and possibly start doing some in-person events.
Nice.
And we are based in the DMV area, so they would be here. But we're trying to get some more partnerships with individuals that have some shared interests or shared passions, shared goals, so that we can even foster some in-person networking and in-person connection. So, as far as immediate next step, that is definitely what we're trying to do. And eventually, we would love to tap into some other areas. I mean, we're focused on public health and health policy because that's my background, that's my bread and butter. But we've
Mhm.
had a lot of people come to us and be like, hey, I'm interested in applying my public health degree in the tech space. I'm not a tech person. So I need to tap some tech individuals that would be willing to support that, or, willing to provide some career support. So, yeah, that is the next step. I mean, I have like a 2 month, 1 year, 5 year, 10 year plan, but immediately, definitely more partnerships and more collaborations.
So that's dope. So on the podcast, I love putting in the plug for people. So how can listeners support your business? So if there's an organization that's listening right now and they want to do some partnerships with you or need a sponsor, how can they reach you?
So the easiest way to reach me is through email, and that is going to be at oumaran at livecareerservices.com. But if you don't feel like writing that down, you can feel free to follow us or check out our Instagram at Live Career Services. And there it will give you all types of, opportunities for you to contact us, or all sort of ways to contact us. And I would say the best way to support is really to share. One thing that we have is a weekly newsletter that we send out. It's completely free, and it has probably about 100 plus brand new public health jobs that are out. And these are ranging from the public health departments and the CDC, like I mentioned earlier, to some of those non traditional public health roles.
Mhm.
So if you know anybody that is looking for an internship, a fellowship, an entry level job, mid level job, or even an executive level role, this newsletter, it has all of that. And it also has the upcoming events in public health, whether it's a career fair or a webinar or a conference. And this is something, even though we're based in the DMV, we put events that are all over the country. So that is something that I would encourage you, if you're interested in the public health space or you are here, then definitely subscribe to the newsletter and send it out to folks. I think now we started doing that, I think late 2021 or maybe 2022, but it's grown a good amount. We have, I think, about 1,400 subscribers for it. So yeah, it's something that, even universities will be like, hey, this has been helping our students. So
You better capitalize on that, girl.
yeah, and it is definitely happening. So yeah, but it's really awesome, and has roles that you're not going to find on LinkedIn, you're not going to find them on Indeed. So that is also something that makes us different, because we're putting in these roles that, again, going back to that access issue,
Yeah.
if you're struggling with where to look to find a job and you're tired of Indeed and LinkedIn, just go ahead and subscribe because we're giving you new jobs every single week, brand new jobs that, and not the jobs that you click on the link and you see that it's been posted 30 days ago. No, they're posted like yesterday. So definitely subscribe to that. And you can follow us as well on LinkedIn at LIV Consulting and Career Services. And also feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn at Olivia Umarin.
Awesome. I'll make sure to put all that information in the podcast description so no one has no excuse that, that they did not know. But thank you so much, Olivia, for this. It was a pleasure having you on the show and just learning so much about what Live Careers offers. I'm always seeing you posting about Live Careers on social media, but just hearing from you personally on like the story, how it started, why, and where you're going is really amazing. So I appreciate you for being here today.
Absolutely. And thank you so much again for having me on and also for pushing Win in STEM. This is something that is very needed in our communities. And I'm wishing you all much success in the future and can't wait to see what you all do next.
Thank you. Thank you. And everyone, our listeners, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Win and STEM podcast. Make sure to rate 5 stars, like, subscribe on all our platforms, tell a friend to tell a friend. Follow us on Instagram at the Win and STEM podcast. And if you know of any STEM organizations or businesses doing good work in your community, please let us know so they can be highlighted. But until next time, enjoy the rest of your week. Be great and go out and win in STEM. Bye.